Demonstrations in Iran continue to sweep that nation today. Residents have been storming the streets for more than a week now in protest over the crippling economic conditions and a plummeting currency. This is Tehran, where we saw fires burning through the northern part of the city. Authorities are reverting to their usual playbook, responding with violence instead of offering any solutions to the country's problems. My next guest, Iranian journalist and activist. She just finished the White House. This follows an open letter she wrote to President Trump that reads in part, quote, "You have said publicly that the killing of Iranians by their own government matters and will not be ignored. Inside Iran, those words were heard. They mattered. They gave people hope that the world would not stay silent while a regime wages violence against its own population," unquote. And Masih Alinejad joins me now. Masih, what can you tell us about your White House?
Because you want to be rebellious, you see, and over there in Iran, which is Persia, they got strict laws, you understand, you see, and they believe in some type of order, but them heathen devils, man, them fucking heathen devils, they ain't nothing but devils, heathen devils, you see, them heathen devils ain't nothing but proud ass brute beasts, you see, even though they do believe in some type of order, they basically follow our customs out the Holy Bible, you see? Yeah, they basically follow our custom, but they don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see, they believe in some goddamn Hinduism, Buddhism, Shibulism bullshit, man. Shibulism, Islamic bullshit, something. You see, but they believe in some type of order, and now that land is drunk, man, off the Babylonian juice. You see? This is what you have to get what you see. Babylon the Great influencing the whole entire planet. You see? This is what you have to get what you see. You see? Babylon the Great influencing them motherfuckers, man. Them bitches want to be hoes. They want to be skeezers. They want to be strippers. You see? They want to be tip drill. And that regime ain't buying that shit, man. You see, blowing their ass away, man. You don't want to wear your head job. You don't want to be covered up. You want to disrespect men. You see, you want to think you equal to men. You think you above men. Iran ain't playing. You see, and guess what? If Donald Trump go over there with some troops, please do. Please do. You see? Because this is what we want to see. We want to see the chaos and anarchy and mayhem, man. Uproars of the people. You see? Silver on arrest. Believe that. Did you catch that? You see? See? This is what the fuck we want to see, man. We want to see you fucking heathen devils. Yeah, be enraged. Be enraged. Because these motherfuckers drunk off the fornication of Mr. Paleface. Yeah, be enraged. Be enraged. See? See? This what happened, man, when a wicked motherfucker is ruling, man. The planet become drunk. You see? Pertaining to evilness and wickedness, man. You see? You know what I mean? Yeah. You see? And them Iranian regime motherfuckers, yeah, they regime. Yeah. The Iranian regime, they not putting up with that shit, man. They putting motherfuckers to death, man. We talking like nearly 2,000 motherfuckers or more. You understand? You see? Nearly 2,000 motherfuckers got put to death over there, man. It's a goddamn massacre. You see? Keep it going. Keep it going. This is beautiful, man. The Heavenly Father got you heathen devils in a trick bag. You understand? You see? This is sensational, man. Death to you fucking heathens, man. You see? Let's get a scripture, then we'll let this bitch speak. You on your dig, you know what I mean? You see? 2 Thessalonians chapter 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and 3. This the book of Second Thessalonians. You see? 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and 3. But the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is faithful. You see? Who shall establish you and keep you from evil. You know what I mean? You on your dig? You see? Hell yeah, because signs of times you're living in, man, it's very evil, man, and very corrupt. You see? You know what I mean? You see? We living in some dangerous, critical, treacherous times. You see? These heathen devils, these brute beasts, these heathen devils, they bitch ass about to go into hardcore bondage slavery, man. You see? You know what I mean? This is James, James chapter, James chapter 3, James 3, James chapter 3, just the book of James, James chapter 3, and just hold on tight, man. Let me see where I'm going, man. You see? James chapter 3, James 3 and verse 15. James chapter 3 and verse 15. James 3 and verse 15. This wisdom discerneth not from above, you see, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. What wisdom? The philosophies and the evil counsels of the devil. You see, got everybody drunk off his philosophies, his wines, his fornications, his spiritual wickedness, his spiritual adulteries. You see, you know what I mean? You see, James chapter 3, James chapter 3 and verse 15. This wisdom descendeth not from above, you see, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. See? Ooh, that's right, man. The counsel of Mr. White Man. You see? His wisdom, his knowledge, his philosophies, his wines, his way of thinking. You see, got everybody acting devilish, man. That's the key. That's the point. You see, you know what I mean? This evil ass, crooked ass society don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. His ways, what he say. You see, this wisdom descendeth not from above, you see, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. You see, you know what I mean? You see, verse 17. James chapter 3 and verse 17. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure. Exactly. You see, the Heavenly Father way. He on your dig, you know what I mean? You see, he's controlling everything. You see, you know what I mean? James 3 and verse 17. James chapter 3 and verse 17. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure. You see, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated. You see, full of mercy and good fruits. Exactly, man. This great, great, great gospel, the truth, these holy waters. You see, you know what I mean? It's very good for you. You see, to keep you level headed in these evil, sick made, critical, crucial times. You see, you know what I mean? Without partially, without partially, and without hypocrisy. See, you know? And this devil, he's a master of deception, a deceiver. You see, a hypocrite. You see, he don't give a fuck about them Iranians, man. They just want their resources. You see, Donald Trump talking about some fucking help on the way. You believe in your devil daddy, Mr. Paleface? You see, that's why the nations are mad, man. You understand? You see, the nations are mad. We living in some critical, crucial, crisis times. You see, it's about to get very chaotic, man. Very dreadful and drastic and dangerous. You see? So get prepared for the death, terror, and destruction coming to a community, a neighborhood, a county, a village near you. Bitch, they got a fucking blackout. Fuck you. You see? And the things you gonna do. They got a blackout they dealing with over there in Iran right now. Believe that shit. You see? They over there raping the fuck out of bitches. You name it, man. We want Donald Trump to send some troops over there. You understand? You see? Please do. Please do. You see? Hell yeah, man. Your devil daddy, he's a motherfucking hypocrite. You see? You know what I mean? He ain't about no good fruits. Didn't James just tell you? Exactly. You see? James 3 and verse 17. But the wisdom that is from above is pure. Salakia. James 3 and verse 17. James chapter 3 and verse 17. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure. You see? Then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated. Exactly. You see? You know? You know what I mean? Full of mercy and good fruits. Exactly. Fuck you and the things you love to do. You love wickedness and evilness. That's evil fruits. You see? And that's what these heathens love to do. These brute beasts, these heathen devils, these motherfuckers ain't nothing but heathen devils. You see? You know what I mean? They don't believe in Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. They believe in Shebalism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Shebalism, whatever the fuck that shit is. You see? You know what I mean? Islamic. You see? Islam. You see? You know what I mean? Without partially and without hypocrisy. Wow. You see? And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. But it ain't gonna be no peace. Only for the elect. Did you see that? Believe that. You see? Only the elect gonna have peace and remain upright through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You see? The remnant of Jacob, those are the ones that's gonna have peace. You see? He gonna protect them, man. Lord willing, that we are of that number. Right, brothers? You see? Because we blowing the trumpet. We sowing the seed pertaining to what? Righteousness. You know what you did? You know what I mean? You see? Prophecy. See? You see? We living in some deadly, critical, crucial times. You see? And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. You see? Exactly, man. This ain't our rest, man. You understand? You see? So keep blowing the trumpet. Keep sounding the alarm. Because of what? It's righteousness. You see? And they don't like it, man. Why you think they treat us some type of way? Us niggas. You motherfucking niggas. Us niggas. You goddamn niggas. You see? We living in some beautiful time, brothers. Some beautiful times. Just hold on, man. Just hold on, man. It's about to get very bumpy. You see? I'm talking about they going through a poly crisis. You name it, man. Blackouts, all type of shit, man. Right now over there in Iran, you see? And if Donald Trump sends some troops over there, he talking about taking Greenland, invading, but Mexico and Colombia. and Cuba. This motherfucking demon devil lost his mind. He's a hypocrite. You see? See? If you trust in your slave master, the master of deception, there's something wrong with you, man. Bitch, fuck you. You see? Fuck you evil ass Egyptians, man. Fuck all you Babylonians, man. Death to you Americans, man. Death to you heathen devils. You understand? You see? You dusty, crusty ass niggas, man. Because you love carrying and presenting yourself like heathen devils. You see? Everything that you see going on over there in Iran and Ukraine, you see, is coming to a community, a neighborhood, a county, a village, a city near you. You see?
House visit and what you asked the administration to do?
First of all, I have to say this is not economic. This is not a protest against, the collapse of Iran, the collapse of Iranian currency.
Okay.
It went beyond that from the day first. People chanting against the entire regime. Mm-hmm. This is very clear that they're saying that this regime is no longer can be reformed. So they're saying we want an end for Islamic Republic. So I met with some senators and people, State Department, White House, to actually inform them that people of Iran, they welcomed the strong and forceful message of President Trump. But they want to see action.
What action? Because obviously this comes after, on Saturday, the president, they removed the leader of Venezuela.
So maybe to people in America, it's radical because I see that people are busy criticizing President Trump about capturing Maduro. But Maduro is not the president of Venezuela. He is a criminal. And he is not alone. The Islamic Republic invaded Venezuela. You see Hezbollah presence in Venezuela. They're sending weapons to Maduro. So I strongly believe arresting Maduro should have been done by international court. And now this is the right thing that Iranian people celebrating this. I asked Iranian people, Jake, before coming here, I asked them what they really want from President Trump. They say the same thing. Because Ali Khamenei is not just targeting the lives of innocent people inside Iran. They're not just targeting them. Ali Khamenei is the one who ordered my killing.
In New York.
In U.S. soil, on U.S. soil, here.
Yeah.
3 times. Ali Khamenei is the one ordering the killing of President Trump. So basically, this is the guy actually expanding terror everywhere, not only in the region, but in Europe, in America.
I want to show this video. It went viral on social media. It's Iranian security forces storming a hospital in Ilam. That's a city that's found itself at the center of these protests. You see this in the... It's horrible. We're nearing now 2 weeks of these protests. Do you think the nation might reach a breaking point?
First of all, President Trump actually mentioned that some people were killed because of the crime.
You heard what he said? Just horrible. You see? You heard them heathen devils, man? Them brute beasts? Them heathen bitches yelling and screaming. You see? They fucking them bitches up, man, because they want to be whores and sluts and skeezers and tramps. You see? Bitches hate order, see? Esau Edom got everybody corrupt. What the fuck? You see? This is a certified, bona fide, proof. You see? This is certified, bona fide proof that this devil queendom is falling right before your eyes. Fuck what you want to do and fuck what you think. You see? It's a holy calling, man. But our people don't want to pay attention. Our people don't want to take heed. You see, it's a holy calling, man. And our people just want to remain blind and dumb and stupid and crazy and deceived by the devil. You see? Drunk as fuck, man. Off Esau Edom Babylonian juice. You see? See? And the people trying to come up against their government regime, whatever, however, whatever. You see, yeah, them people over there, man, because they hate order, man. Their country was doing fine, you see, before Esau Edom want to try to come in their land and set up central banks. You understand? You see, steal their resources, steal their minerals, and whatever, however, man. That's what it's all about, man. You understand? You see, this is First Peter chapter 1. First Peter, this is the book of First Peter chapter 1 and verse 23. You see, First Peter chapter 1 and verse 23. Being born again, that's the key. That's the point. You see? That's the point. That's the key. It's about being born again in these sick made, critical, crucial, evil, wicked, evil times we living in. You see? There's going to be a lot of people getting blown away because they didn't want to take heed. You see? You know what I mean? Don't want to carry themselves holy from a righteous, godly, unselfish perspective. You see? You know what I mean? This great, great, great gospel. This how you be born again, man. Pertain to what the Heavenly Father, what He say, what to do and how to do and when to do. You see? It ain't no goddamn being dipped in water, baptized in dirty water. Come on, man. You see? First Peter chapter 1 and 23. First Peter chapter 1 and 23. Being born again. You see? These heathens, they can't be born again, man. This bitch a heathen, man. You understand? You see, this ain't no fucking Israelite woman. This bitch a fucking Elamite. You see? A Iranian bitch, man. She can't be born again. Believe that shit. You see? She could be a concubine, a handmaid. You see? You know what I mean? It's the book of First Peter chapter 1 and 23. Being born again, you see? You know? Not of corruptible seed. See? She is part of corruptible seeds. Corruptible seeds. These heathen devils, these brute beasts, they represent corruptible seed. You see? Corruptible seeds. These heathen devils, them brute beasts. That's why the Heavenly Father fucking they bitch ass up. You know, you dig, you know what I mean? You see? You see? You know? Didn't you see that shit, man? He fucking up them hoes. You see? They don't want to get in order. Your bitch ass, you next, nigga woman. You see, everything they going through, you gonna go through worse. You see? You ain't gonna have no protection, no shield, if you will. No hedge. You evil ass witchy poo bitches. You nigga women bitches. You see? Not of corruptible seed, you see, but of incorruptible. That's the key. See? You know what I mean? That's how you supposed to carry and present yourself, man. For the Heavenly Father can protect you. You understand? You see? See? And lead you and guide you and direct you. Hell yeah, man. Pertain to what? The corruption, the evilness, the wickedness. You see? You know what I mean? But the word of power, see? You see? But the word of power, which liveth and abideth forever. Exactly, man. This great, great, great gospel. You understand? You see? See? These holy scriptures, man. Tearing down Babylon the Great. This filthy, nasty, disgusting ass place. You see? See? Because of this truth, prophecy is moving fast, quickly, swiftly. You see? Pertaining to what? Corruption, man. Evilness and wickedness. You see? So your main focus, you should be trying to focus on being born again, man. Right now, before the grace period come to a cease. You see?
out. This is misinformation. I have to make this clear that the Iranian regime opened fire. In 10 days, 40 people got killed. They're not just numbers. They're not just statistics. They are the people with empty hands took to the street chanting for freedom, dignity. They want to have a normal life, and they're being killed by IRGC, the Revolutionary Guards. I think this is the Berlin Wall moment in Iran. If international community get united, the same way when they were all united to help East Germany to bring down the wall. Now Iranian people are trying to bring the wall of dictatorship down. We need to see action from Europeans, from the free world. Otherwise, believe me, Jake, they will kill more innocent people.
You and I have been talking about this for years, and I've been covering this for years. I remember covering the murder of Neda in the streets of Iran when Ahmadinejad was in charge.
You were the first one. You actually covered the brutal murder of Mahsa Jina Amini in 2022 as well.
So you've been obviously focused on this for years. Does this moment feel different than previous moments of unrest?
I even smell the freedom. I even feel like when people go to the streets, they show their face. They take on their own social media. They say that we have no fear because we have nothing to lose. As you mentioned, we have seen 6 major, massive uprising in Iran. In 2009, you mentioned about Nida Sultan. At the same time, when people were in the street chanting Obama, Obama, you either with us or with them, President Obama was sending secret letter to Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic. In 2022, when Mahsa got killed, women took to the street. Women, life, freedom.
Yeah.
One of the most progressive slogan. What happened? President Biden was handing...
You heard she said, women like freedom. That's the key. You see? Too much goddamn liberty. That's why they over there blowing their ass away, man. Raping their bitch ass. You see? See? Them bitches drunk, man, off the Babylonian juice, man. Esau, Edom, he's to blame. You see? Yeah. You heard she said social media. I didn't say it. She said it, bitch. You see? Social media destroyed you bitches, man. Social media destroyed the whole entire planet. You see? But it was created to sow the seed and blow the trumpet. That was the main purpose of social media. You see? See? And now these hoes, these bitches, these hoes, they so mesmerized, man, and tantalized over social media. You see? They want attention, man. You heard she said bitches love freedom. Yeah. So they could be a hoe, a slut, a skeezer. You see? That's what it's all about, man. Whoredom, man. Being a whore. You see? The fornications, the spiritual wickedness, the spiritual adulteries. Did you see that? Did you catch that? Believe that. You see? She said it, man. I'm just summing it up. You understand? You see? If you let a bitch talk, man, she'll tell on herself what the fuck. You see? She said we need the Europeans to help. What the fuck? That mean we want to be like you motherfucking crackers. You see? We want to believe in transformer. Didn't she say that, you stupid motherfucker? That's why them Iranian regime killing their ass, man. You see? They ain't down with all that transformer bullshit, man. Women equal to men. You see? They ain't down with that shit. Women are not equal to men. Bitch is supposed to be in order, period. You see? You're supposed to be controlled, be led. You see? Directed, instructed, guided. You evil ass bitches, man. That's why you always getting fucked up. I can't wait for a goddamn black swan. You see? Please, hurry up. We need a black swan event. We need a purge, a blackout. Believe that shit. You see? The darkness. We need that shit to come to America, man. Everything you see what's going on over there in Iran. You understand? You see?
Out billions of dollars to the same regime that hired killers to target U.S. citizens on U.S. soil. They even asked me to go under witness protection. I mean, it's a joke. So for the first time that we now see the United States of America's president taking a strong action, saying that he is ready to save the lives of Iranians. Iranians are welcoming that. I want to see action. Otherwise, empty words are not going to save lives, are not going. Let's be very clear. People of Iran are better allies compared to these backward mullahs for America, for the rest of the world. And Iran without Islamic Republic will guarantee global security. And this is the moment that we want to see.
Well, I certainly hope for freedom for the people of Iran. Masi,
I want to invite you to my beautiful Iran.
I'd love to go.
That's my dream. I haven't seen my mother for 15 years.
Well, I'd love to go. I'd love to go with you when and if that ever happens. Masi, it's so good to see you.
Iran is facing a nationwide internet blackout amid escalating protests across the country. Video from Capitol shows large crowds marching and chanting slogans against the regime. People also gathered in other major cities. Social media showing fires inside the regional government complex in northern parts of the country. Demonstrations over economic hardships and the falling value of the currency. Jumana Karadesh is following all this from London. Two questions. Let's start with the tricky one first. Does this feel different to what you've seen before?
You know, Richard, it seems like Iran is in this constant cycle of protests. Every few years, something sparks these protests that end up turning into anti-regime demonstrations. This time, it was the state of the economy. And I don't know if it's different yet. It's very hard to judge, but Iran is a different country to what it was when these protests were taking place 3 years ago after the death of Masajina Amini in the custody of the morality police, you remember, and that turned into the Women Life Freedom protest. This is a very different Iran. This is an Iran that has been weakened after going to war with.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 1. You see? It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 1 and 25. 1 Peter chapter 1 and 25. But the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai endureth forever. You know, you see, and these heathen devils, they bitch ass about to be taken out of power, motherfucker. You see? They gonna serve the Israelites. How you like that, man? But this great, great, great gospel gonna endure forever. You understand? You see? See? It's making they queendom crumble, motherfucker. See? See? The gospel. You know? You see? 1 Peter chapter 1 and 25. But the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai endure forever. You see? We believe on this great, great, great gospel, man. You understand? Not your devil daddy, Mr. White Man. You see? We don't trust in his philosophies. He's a hypocrite. Did you see that shit? You see? He's the master of deception. A corrupt-ass motherfucker. You dig? You see? Always sticking his nose where it don't belong. That's why you have what you get what you see. See? What they say, we want freedom. We want democracy. Esau, Edom democracy is not the way. You see? It's all about controlling people, man. You see? You know? But the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai endure forever. You see? And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. Exactly. We telling you the truth. You see? Pertaining to the prophecies, a goddamn collapse, an economical catastrophe. These heathen devils about to go into slavery. You see?
Israel after strikes by the U.S., the state of its economy, and at the same time losing its allies in the region, whether it's Hezbollah, whether it is the Assad regime. And you also have the U.S.'s actions recently. President Trump also threatening the Iranians that if they kill protesters, the U.S. will intervene. I mean, this is the third time we've heard that from the president in the past few days.
That's what I want to ask you about. First of all, it's a threat from the US president that might be tricky to actually follow through. I suppose you could always send some missiles across and blow up some areas without sort of putting your own people at harm's risk. But that's a big difference. It seems like the US president is agitating to get involved.
Look, what the president is doing with these messages, with these signals that he's put out, with these statements, is he has certainly emboldened a lot of Iranians to take to the streets. I've been speaking with activists outside the country. As you know, there's a communications blackout right now, and it's getting very difficult to get in touch with people inside Iran. Of course, it's risky for them to speak with us as well. But speaking with activists throughout the day today, day 12 of these protests, and they're seeing these protests growing. What they tell you, Richard, is the regime is in a very tricky position right now. If they do nothing about these protests, they don't intensify the crackdown, these protests are only going to grow, as we are seeing tonight from these images, stunning images coming out of the capital, Tehran. And if they do crack down, what is the U.S. president going to do?
There's nothing you can do but get your ass on a red Hebrew Edomite heathen slave trade boat. Fuck you. You see? That's what you're going to do. You Shedamites. You red dragon demon devils. You see? She ain't no Israelite, that lady I was talking. She a Shedamite. That bitch going to be a concubine, a handmaid. You see? That bitch going to get raped every day at our kingdom, man. Hell yeah, man. You watch to see, motherfucker. It's coming sooner than what you think. You see, we living in some devilish, evil, wicked times. You see? See? So you should be trying to work out your salvation and live incorruptible. Didn't I read it? Exactly. You see? Work out being born again, Jerusalem. You understand? You see? Because this shit is coming to a community, a county, a village, a city near you. I read it to you. It's the truth. You see?
This is Dabu 7, and by all accounts, the protest and unrest has been spreading throughout Iran all week, and it's now hit another level. These protests, massive in size, and they're saying they're continuing to grow. We also have reports here that there's a massive blackout within Iran in terms of the internet. The internet and cellular outages are nationwide, right? This anti-government call for people to rise up has been spreading, and a lot of these people hitting the streets of Tehran. They're saying 100 different cities are affected by this outage, so it's massive. And they're saying it's the government pulling a move here before a larger crackdown. That's what they believe is happening here. They say dozens have been reported dead, some 45 people, where the government has shot protesters and killed them. These are unverified numbers, but it's been going pretty crazy here in the streets. There's also talk that there's agents of deception, as they're calling them, from the West on the ground, helping to kick this all up and to push this toward a full-blown color revolution that affects Khomeini and that affects the leadership inside of Iran. But this is an interesting move, that they have shut down the internet, so to speak. You see this in different instances, just like we just saw with Maduro. They did lights out. They shut everything out. Not only the lights, but the internet, everything went down and out, and they swooped in and they made a move. In this instance, it looks like it's the government themselves shutting down the internet so that people can't communicate en masse, because all these people are using the internet and their phones to organize and to spread all this information. So it looks like they've tried to lock it down. So the country nearly completely offline right now as this continues. So join me for the live streams right
Shalom, shalom, all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekah HaKodash, and shalom, Labakarim, Shor Yasharala. Double honors to my apostles, my elders, and teachers of Great Millstone, Ruel. Shalom to the whole Filet and the elect lady and your children. As always, this is only for the house of mourning and the house of faith. I'm going to get right to it. It's going to be real quick through the spirit. I'm going to hit the scriptures, but this is a warning shot for Babylon the Great. You better believe that this is coming over here. There will be an internet blackout. There will be a grid blackout. I remember a couple of years ago, I had a dream about a blackout, and everything shut down. It was so dark. Remember, I was in my car and I was outside, and my phone, everything just went black. Everything, like real quick, it was so thick black, couldn't see anything, and when that happens, man, you better believe that it's going to be terrible out here. A lot of women, men, children, a lot of fear. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai, gave warnings to the prophets that this will happen. And this is more and more that we need mercy. We need to pray more. We need to ask Yahweh Shem Yahushai for more mercy. Because this is coming, man, no matter what. And you're seeing these things happen in different countries like Iran, Venezuela, and the people are losing their minds. Everybody, for the most part, the majority of people, they rely on this technology. All right? And, once this happens, this is just, to me, this is just a prelude of what's coming here. And it's gonna be crazy. Matthew 24:8. As a matter of fact, let me go here. 6. You shall hear wars and rumors of wars, and then that's where we're witnessing right now. Rumors of wars. World War III is coming. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because we know that MOTB has to come. That is what we're waiting for, and it's very close. So the rumors of wars, yes, we know what's coming. The war is coming, but the MOTB is coming, right? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence. Famine, the Lord is going to remove his men, starting with the famine of the word. Then there's going to be food shortages. The people are going to lose their mind out here. They're going to be, taking each other's out for the lack of bread. 2 Ezra 15. And pestilence. Now, they got this super bug out right now. People getting sick. The super flu, And earthquakes. We just had earthquakes this month, last month. The whole year we had earthquakes. You go into the Earth radar right now, you're going to see earthquakes happening in diverse places all around the world. See, in many parts of the world, NLT, nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world, right? Now, this is my point right here, verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. See? And when that internet go out and the grid go out, it's going to turn up. It's going to be a nightmare. All right?
Strong's G 5604, Odin.
All right? The pain of childbirth, travail, pain, birth, pangs. But check this out. Intolerable anguish and reverence to the dire calamities. See? Dire calamities precede the event of the Messiah Hamashiach. So right before our Lord becomes, all this is going to be fulfilled, man. So while you wicked Israelites are out here playing, a lot of you all different camps, you different Israelite groups, not knowing the real name of the Lord, thinking it's a game, it's a joke, just being wicked, man. Whew, man, punishment is coming. All right, and I want to get that. Let's get that real quick. I'm gonna end it with this one. Let me go ahead. Let me see. Let's go to. I'm gonna have to type it in. Let me see. All right. 4 times. All right. All right. Jeremiah 15 and 3. All right. Let me start at verse 1. Then the Lord Yahweh said unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And this how the Lord's going to feel towards you 2/3, man. All right? Lord say you're going to laugh at your calamity in the book of Proverbs. And it shall come to pass that they say unto thee, whether shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus said the Lord, Yahweh, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such are as for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord Yahweh. The word, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy, man. NLT, I will send 4 kinds of destroyers against them, said the Lord. I will send the sword to kill, the dogs to drag away, and the vultures to devour, and the wild animals to finish up what is left. That is bad. So when that grid go out, man, that's why we need prayer. We need mercy. We got to constantly ask for mercy and stay humble. Stay humble, Jay. All right? Key word, humble. Shalom.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
Who goes for it on 4th down? It's the playoffs. Not there.
Now, why is that?
It's too early.
And thank you for joining us. You are watching the National News Desk, America's News Now, as we start with some breaking news this morning. Iran facing a massive crisis that could destroy the regime, with Tehran's power rapidly weakening and residents demanding a revolution. I'm Jan Jeffcoat. It's Monday, January 12th. In just a few hours, President Trump said to meet with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, where they could reportedly weigh military options as chaos and violence just continue erupting on the streets there of Iran, with the regime's forces killing hundreds of protesters already.
There seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent. If you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence.
And supposedly the Iranians begging and pleading for him to help them. Ain't that something? Man, something fishy. Something fishy. You see, something is fishy, man. Like the brother said, man. The dear brother. You see, that was reading the scriptures, man. You see, like he said, man. Some for the captivity and some for the sword. See? And these heathens, they about to go into hardcore bondage slavery, bitch. You see? And a lot of you motherfuckers gonna get fucked up by the sword, by Esau, Edom. Believe that shit. You see? That sword is Mr. White Man. See? You see? That sword is Mr. White Man. You understand? You know what I mean? You dig? You see? Something is fishy, man. So please invade that place. Please do. Send troops on the ground. You see? You know why? This devil gonna stretch himself so thin. You see? You know what I mean? Because he want to fight everybody, right? It's gonna backfire on the red Hebrew Edomites. Like to say, Khan Moim Blah, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. Call Elohim La, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, all praise Mashiach Yahushai. Call Elohim La, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. Call hello, call hello, call Elohim, call Elohim. Call Elohim La, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, all praise Mashiach Yahushai. Shouts out Israelite foreigners, specular birds, you strangers that look like a Mr. Paleface. That look like an Edomite, that look like a red Hebrew Edomite. Peace, love to you, Israelite foreigners, specular birds, you strangers, that look like a Mr. Paleface, that look like an Edomite, that look like a red Hebrew Edomite. Peace, love to you, call Elohim La, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. All praise Mashiach Yahushai. Shalom, shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect, the women and men, children, that's going to make it to the kingdom. The honors, apostles, and elders, and watchmen, and servants, and prophets, a great millstone, who I learned this truth from, only through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Call Elohim La, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Call Elohim La, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. All praise Mashiach Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, brothers and sisters, it's edified. It's on to the next one. Shalom. You see? Like the dear brother said, man, and like I stated, man, you better concentrate and focus on being born again. You see? You know what I mean? Yeah, from an incorruptible perspective. You see? That's the goal, man, to be incorruptible. Because these motherfuckers are very devilish. Didn't I read it? You see? Full of wickedness and evilness. These motherfuckers are very devilish. You see?
But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it. And we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination.
And we want to get right to Mark Boyle at the live desk with the very latest for us right now. Mark, Trump also said Iran has reached out and wants to negotiate. So what are you learning this morning?
Well, we know that the Trump administration looks to get going early this morning on the possible future with Iran. What that would look like, it's not clear yet, Jan. It's a quickly evolving story. Those leaders in Iran are looking to work with the U.S., though, to avoid any more military intervention in the Middle Eastern nation. All of this comes as the third week of the nationwide anti-government protests continue.
She died 2 weeks after delivering this message. Watch this before they deliver.
Iran wants to negotiate, yes. We may meet with them. I mean, a meeting is being set up. But we may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting. But a meeting is being set up.
So far, more than 500 people have been killed, and that's on top of the more than 10,000 others who have been arrested and transferred to prisons as well. Communications still down across Iran, making it even more difficult to get information out across the country. This is now day 4 of no internet access for that region, with the State Department saying Iran is trying to make it even harder for human rights abuse information to come out. So right now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and U.S. leaders are coming together to talk about military action, or the possible of military action there. Over the weekend, the Prime Minister had phone conversations with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, more expected later this week. Meantime, back here at home, an anti-Iranian protest turned violent in the past 24 hours. You can see some of the video there. That U-Haul truck driving right into a crowd of protesters with a sign on the side saying discouraging the military intervention in Iran. At least 2 people were hurt. This happened in Los Angeles. Protesters eventually swarmed that truck, smashed the windows. Police moved in and arrested the driver. Detectives are still investigating that situation. We're following all of this for you across the country this morning right here at the live desk.
New conflicts continue heating up around the globe while the same wars rage on for years. The Global Peace Index reports recent data shows we've hit the highest number of current conflicts around the world since World War II. Let's go to Emma Withrow from the Fact Check team. And obviously the largest conflicts of the world right now, we've discussed at length every single day, but where is the U.S. indirectly involved? There's a long list aside from Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no direct involvement, obviously, but we are indirectly involved in many different ways, and we have a military presence in different regions still. So just getting down to the basics here. reminder, American forces are directly engaged in limited combat and counterterrorism operations in places like Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and Somalia, while we're indirectly backing allies through things like weapons, funding, intelligence, and deterrence in conflicts like Ukraine, obviously Ukraine, Russia, and then Israel, Gaza. Also Taiwan-China tensions. So compared to past decades, this shows a shift away from these large ground wars and more towards persistent, global, lower-level military engagement and proxy conflicts, often without these formal war declarations like we used to see in the past.
And there have been reports of tensions between Iran and Israel ramping up.
Yeah.
What's the status of that? We're starting to see the protests here.
Yeah, I know. So there was a brief clash, at least in a ceasefire last year that happened. Both sides, though, say that they don't want a full-scale war, yet they're openly preparing for one if things escalate. So that's important to note. So Israel's continuing strikes against Iran-backed groups like Hezbollah, and Iran is signaling it's really ready to respond, making this a fragile standoff where miscalculation or proxy attacks even could really spiral into a larger conflict at hand.
Yeah, Emma, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more on this fact sheet team topic, including links to their sources, scan the QR code or visit thenationaldesk.com.
I'm national correspondent Kayla Gaskins in Washington. Iran is teetering under the weight of a collapsing economy as protests erupt nationwide and basic food prices skyrocket. A spiraling economy in Iran continues fueling widespread protests across the nation. Consumers feeling the sting of out-of-control inflation.
A week ago, I bought a tray of eggs for 2,200,000 reals. Today, I bought one for 3,500,000.
And shopkeepers say empty stores and disappearing customers are becoming the norm.
Market conditions are not good at all.
President Trump backing the protesters on Truth Social, writing, "If Iran violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go." Iran's army commander-in-chief responding to the threat.
Today, there are no doubts about the hostility of the U.S. president and the criminal prime minister of Israel towards the Iranian nation. They allow themselves to meddle in this internal affair of ours. They tweet, they talk, they have been enemies throughout history.
The day after Trump's Truth Social post, the American military captured Iran's ally, Nicolas Maduro, the leader of Venezuela. Reports now emerging that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has prepared a contingency plan to flee Tehran if security forces lose control, with Moscow as his reported destination. A route that mirrors the path taken by Syria's Bashar al-Assad when his security collapsed in December of 2024. Iran has long been seen as a destabilizing force in the Middle East, funding terror proxy groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthi rebels. If the Islamic Republic falls, some experts argue it won't necessarily mean more stability for the region. There's no clear opposition to take control of the country, and there are high risks of internal chaos. Some experts predict the biggest beneficiaries, should the Iranian regime collapse, will be Iraq and the Gulf states in the short term. However, in the long term, Turkey is positioned to make the most gains. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
In other news now, the Trump administration continues its crackdown on countries that are hostile to the U.S., announcing new sanctions on Venezuela and Iran for developing and trading combat drones. At the same time, the U.S. is giving the Iran-backed terror group Hamas 2 months to disarm. The U.S. announced the deadline in an agreement with Israel about the future of Gaza.
We'll pay you to get your CDL and give you a truck driving job with one of the nation's safest carriers.
Line in an agreement with Israel about the future of Gaza.
New government as Gaza is possible if you disarm Hamas, because no one's going to come in there if Hamas stays armed, and they'll put a bullet right through the back of their head, anyone of any potential new government. So the answer to your question is, if we disarm Hamas, whether with an international force or by any other means, yes, I see a different future for Gaza. And it's the one remaining step. Everybody understands that.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu there saying a new government could be established in Gaza in the coming year as long as Hamas surrenders its weapons and leaves from the region.
Now President Trump is issuing fresh warnings to Iran following talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The National News Desk, Kelly Gaskins, reports that it comes even as Tehran fires back with its own threats.
President Donald Trump is escalating pressure on Iran, warning of serious consequences should Tehran attempt to rebuild its nuclear or missile capabilities.
If it's confirmed, look, they know the consequences. Consequences will be very powerful. Maybe more powerful than the last time.
Trump addressing concerns Iran may be trying to reconstruct nuclear sites after U.S. strikes earlier this year. The allegations remain unconfirmed.
I hope they're not trying to build up again, because if they are, we're going to have no choice but very quickly to eradicate that buildup.
Trump making the remarks after meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago, where Iran and regional security dominated the agenda. Iran's president quickly responding on X, writing, quote, "The response of the Islamic Republic of Iran to any oppressive aggression will be harsh and regrettable." Meanwhile, Iran International reporting the country is accelerating work on developing chemical or biological weapons. Iran denies those claims. Amid this heavy international scrutiny, unrest boiling within the country. Where protests against the regime erupting over high prices, runaway inflation, and political repression. Verified videos posted on social media showed demonstrations Monday at an upscale shopping mall near Tehran's main bazaar. The size of the protests could not be independently confirmed, but demonstrations erupted in multiple locations across the country, signaling growing public frustration with Iran's leadership. The unrest comes as Iranian authorities intensify a crackdown on dissent. Human rights groups say the government has arrested key opponents and carried out the highest number of executions this year in nearly 4 decades, part of an effort to prevent a broader uprising. I'm Kayla Gaskins, reporting for the National News Desk, America's News Now.
Joining me now is Iowa Congressman Zach Nunn. Congressman, good